I give people a couple minutes to get up in here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Straight to the point. I wait for a few people to get up in here, then we'll get right into it. Please hit the like when you come on in here. What's up, Brown Sugar? Top of the evening, top of the evening. Hope you're doing all right, little mama. Yeah, this is a crazy game, man. Minnesota Minnesota actually played a decent game tonight. Well, I should say, well, Ant-Man did. It was a better collective effort all around, with the exception of Rudy Gobert. But Dallas Dallas is just a better team. Okay, they're just point blank. Period. Well, we're talking about. Come on now, we come on. We know the Celtics is going to be in there. It's going to be Celtics and it's going to be the Mavericks. Um, please share this video. Share it. Get it out there. Uh, I'm gonna be up for a while. It's Memorial Day tomorrow, so I know everybody and their mama gonna be out celebrating, getting it in, um, all that stuff. How's everybody feeling? Everybody all right? But you at work grinding. I know. Get your paper. Get your paper, baby. Get your paper. I know some people gonna probably come up in here. They're probably gonna troll. It's over with. It's over with. Um, Minnesota uh, has defeated. I mean, Dallas has defeated Minnesota. Uh, not just for this game, but for the whole entire series. I think they got them mentally, um, and it's no shame in saying that Dallas is the better team. It's no shame in that. Matter of fact, I don't even get mad at anybody for saying that Dallas is the better team. Matter of fact, they're the more experienced team, I should say. Uh, they have experience. They need to make some moves. Um, they don't need to make that many moves, but they need to figure out what they're gonna do in terms of Rudy Gobert and what what's gonna become of that situation, him and Najee Reed, because I would like to see Najee Reed in the starting lineup. I mean, that's what everybody's been saying. Come on now, he's saying. What's up? Hit the like when you come on in here. Holla at me, man. Let me know where you at. Let me know who's up in here, man. No shame in being in the bushes, man. Am I off? Yeah. Well, not I. Daddy duty, but DJ. DJ 23. What's up, man? I hadn't seen you in a minute, man. How you been, bro? My boy DJ. I know DJ coming up in here, man, to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. That's his squad. I know. Not. Hey DJ man, hey, my nigga DJ man want to come up in here, man, to celebrate, man. You want to come in now that y'all winning, man? Come on now. Nah, I've been all right, man. I stepped away for a little bit, kind of getting back into the swing of things and stuff, but I stepped away from the two for a little bit. Yeah, job not done yet. That's a good mentality to have, but like I said, and this is no knock to Brown Sugar. You know, she knows how I feel about the Celtics. But right now, I just feel like anybody that comes out of the West, I don't think anybody could beat them. I don't think anybody could beat the the Minnesota. I'm sorry about that. The Dallas Mavericks. I don't think anybody could beat, because if we want to be real, the Dallas Mavericks have had a lot of adversity this season, um, and I think that's why you see where they're at right now. Like, struggling is not a big deal with them. Like, okay, in the beginning of the season, DJ, check this out. Let me rinse you up too, home. Let me rinse you up. Uh, there you go, bro. What's up, JMJ? I see you in here, brother. Yeah, JMJ, I haven't seen you in a minute. I saw you on T Price channel, but salute to you, brother. Um, yeah, lively, but they still were able to get it done with Gafford. I thought Washington did a good job too, but they'll. I mean, between Luka and Kyrie, they both had 33 points apiece. So they're still on key to winning. Their defense. Listen, this is the thing. You would have thought like Minnesota would have just obliterated them in terms of their defense because of their size. But really, honestly, they've been out. They've been the more aggressive team when we talk about the Mavericks. But they were talking about firing Jason Kidd earlier in the season. Okay, a lot of people out here in the Dallas area, they were fed up with Kidd and what he was doing, his rotations. You should have heard him. I've heard a lot of people come up to me, and I defended Kidd. I said, I like the way Kidd coaches. There's no, why would you get rid of Jason Kidd? Jason Kidd wasn't the problem. You know who the problem was? It was Luka. This year for sure. Oh, what's up with it, KJ the Don? What's up with it, man? Yeah, it's over with, man. But Minnesota, I got to give it to Anthony Edwards. He did come out and he played. And this is another thing too. I want to say this about Anthony Edwards, man. What he's doing. I know I was real critical of him in terms of him running his mouth. I like his mentality. Okay, I like his mentality. I like the fact that he wants to smoke. I like that he wants, you know, he wants that action. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't mind going at, you know, somebody who's on top, whether it's KD, whether it's Jokic, Murray, Gordon, everybody that was on the Nuggets, and then in this case, calling out Kyrie. But he's gonna learn that when it came to Kyrie, you know, Kyrie is not anything to be slept on, and plus he's had a lot of adversity that he's faced. He's had a lot of trials and tribulation. So if you take all of that into account, you know, we gotta understand that 9 times out of 10, that player is gonna get the extra edge because they've been through so much. So and then also Luka they both had their fair share of trials and tribulations, because last year, if you would have told me, like last year, somebody said that the Mavericks was going to come and be in the Western Conference Finals and then the finals. If you would have told me that last year, being that they didn't make the playoffs, I'd have looked at you like you were stupid. Now, all of a sudden, it's coming to life. Both of those guys they're seen as the best backcourt duo, and they're actually making history. What's up with it, Matt Moses? You said, hey, straight Dallas and Boston, trying to keep up with the pace with the NBA Finals matchup. Well, okay, let's just go ahead and look ahead of this, because we already know that, you know, the media is going to try to push the 3-0 deficit. They're going to say, you know, they're trying to do it with Indiana and Boston. Will they ever come back from a 3-0 deficit? They do that shit they do it all the time. It's not happening, okay? It's not happening, not in this lifetime at least. So let's go ahead and look forward to everything. So now you have the Mavericks and you have the Celtics. The Mavericks have already shown that they could beat a juggernaut in a defensive team, which was seen as a juggernaut, but they really cut the snake head off, which was really not a threat when we talk about Rudy Gobert. And the reason why I say that he was the head of the snake is because he had the quote unquote for defensive player of the year. Okay. We should call it defenseless player of the year because he wasn't even double digit in rebounds. And then over the course of the last couple games, Karl Anthony Towns was the one that I think led in rebounds tonight. And then the game before that, Anthony Edwards was the one that was grabbing more rebounds than everyone else. That's one thing. That's why I'm not so critical of Anthony Edwards in that regard because he was doing his best, but he was just outmatched and outclassed and experience. His lack of experience showed too on a big stage too. But let's look forward to the Celtics and let's look forward to the Mavericks, right? You have the Celtics who were the second in defense. Okay, they are showing that they can sneak up on you just as well as the Mavericks can too. You can't get comfortable. Just like the Pacers, they got up on them. They were up by 20 something at one point. Then 17. Then next thing you know, the Celtics were able to come back. The Celtics have actually done that several times this season. The Mavericks, they've been known to do that. That's their MO. You can't go to sleep on the Mavericks. I've actually cut the TV off on the Mavericks before. And then I woke up and then next thing you know, with like 3 minutes left. And see, that's what James Harden used to do with Houston. Like you would cut the TV off on Houston, you'd be like, this game is over with. They'd be down like 20 something. Next thing you know, James Harden done brought them back. James Harden done brought them back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's gonna come down to in this case, I think you said A straight, left straight. I do want to see Kyrie and Al Horford win the NBA championship. Well, that would be two for Kyrie. That would be Al Horford's first. Al Horford does. Al Horford does deserve a championship. I like Al Horford, man, because Al Horford. People want to talk about Mike Conley. People want to talk about being and I'm glad you touched on that, JMJ. People want to talk about Mike Conley being a good sportsmanship guy, a good professional. Al Horford has been a great professional too. Yeah. All the stuff they put Kyrie through, man, that was unfair. That was unfair to him. You know, that was unfair to Kyrie. Now a lot of people like, you got them coon motherfuckers like Stephen A. Smith. Now he wanna sit up there and start giving Kyrie his props and stuff like that. But lately, uh, Stephen A. Smith been getting cooked by everybody. Even the great Isaiah Thomas done cooked his ass. And there's people that actually are trying to get rid of Stephen A. Smith. But he was the one that led the charge with all that mess about Kyrie taking the jab and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, trying to force something against his will. When nobody said anything about John Stockton, nobody mentioned John Stockton when he was opposed to, taking the jab and everything like that. And I know this is sensitive to some people because some people have taken the jab. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I want people to understand. I don't have anything. If you choose to put that in your body, you choose to. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as regular medicine. But don't try to force it on the other person. It's just like, your lifestyle that you live. If if you like to party and stuff like that, but let's say you don't like to party, that other person don't like to party, don't try to force that on somebody. And that's what they were trying to do. That's what the media was trying to do to Kyrie. And the people that were holding down Kyrie, pretty much the majority of the people in the LDBC community, both basketball and as well as boxing, they were holding down Kyrie. I know we were holding down Kyrie on this channel. So my thing is this: I'm liking how Kyrie, how he's handling the situation. Because Kyrie could be an asshole right now. They've already called him an asshole. They've already labeled him as being, um, cocky. I've heard some people say he's narcissistic. There's people that say that he thinks he's better than everybody. He thinks he's smarter than everybody because of the whole, um, the Earth is flat, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Which I disagree with Kyrie on some things or whatever. But they were pretty much using all of that against him. You can't help the way that a guy, thinks. Now, granted, I do understand where some people come from when they say, okay, yeah, Kyrie, we just want you to just talk about basketball and that's it. Some people don't want you to get into, because some people are not deep thinkers like Kyrie is. And I think a lot of he rubbed the media, the wrong way. And what did they do? The media was going to try to do everything to to destroy this guy. You know, they were going to try to find anything that they could, and whether it was the jab, whether it was the anti, post or whatever, which was really he told people time and time again, and he explained himself, and I can understand where he was. I was sensing his frustration the whole time because they kept asking him about it over and over and over again. You know how draining that is, and then you having to explain yourself. He probably didn't mean nothing by it, and then after that, it was like everybody turned on. When he hit the shot, he didn't even get no props then when he hit the shot in 2016 to win the championship, which some people felt like was the most important shot in finals history, or at least one of them. And they still didn't give him no credit or no praise. They blamed him for the situation, that was going on in Boston. So when Brown Sugar, when you mentioned all the stuff that he's been through, JMJ too, when y'all mentioned all of the stuff that Kyrie has been through, there's, the stuff that was going on in Brooklyn, stuff like that. This championship right here, man, is gonna be such a breath of fresh air. And then let's take it back to last year. There were some people saying that it wasn't gonna work out with him and Luka. There were some people saying that it wasn't gonna work out with him and Luka. But if Kyrie put the sweet chin music like Shawn Michaels in the NBA Finals, I would say, do your thing, Uncle Drew. Well, they still got to go out there and they still have to play. And the fact that Kyrie is getting ready to go to Boston and play, Kyrie can actually get his get back. He could get that get back against Boston the way that Boston had did him. You know, and a lot of people felt like Kyrie had brought that on himself or whatever. That is debatable. But we also got to think we weren't in that locker room either. Um, we weren't in that locker room. I mean, there were reports of what was going on and stuff like that, but we weren't in that locker room. And then we also had to understand that he was, he had got hurt too as well when he was in Boston. So it was a lot of stuff that was transpiring over there. But even though I know everybody's like, well, straight, you only, there's still another game. It's still another game to go, but the series is over with. Battery running low. Yeah, the series is over with, man. Um, but yeah, if they put Kyrie in there, man, this is gonna be a tremendous. It's gonna be a good storyline. Uh, I do want to, like I said, I do want to see Kyrie, and then also this is another thing too. I know Luka, he's seen as the best player on the team, but in a lot of people's eyes, Kyrie is the best player on the team. He's been the best player this season on the team. If we want to go like if we want to talk about efficiency, you got to go with Kyrie, and a lot of people they're saying they're basing it on Luka because he was the MVP candidate. That really didn't. That was really Luka didn't start coming on until a little bit later. He wasn't as consistent as SGA and some of these other guys were. But Kyrie has been consistent, the whole entire season, and that's why I said who was the bigger problem out of Jason Kidd and Luka. You couldn't throw Kyrie in that category as far as him being a problem. Hey, straight, what you think, Luka and Kyrie? Nah, I ain't gonna go that far. If you're gonna be the best, if you're gonna be the best backcourt in history, well, first and foremost, you got to start. I mean, first you got to talk about. A lot of people are gonna bring up Pippen and Jordan, but people got to understand that Pippen and Jordan, Jordan was a shooting guard, but Scottie Pippen, he even though he was seen as a small forward, he played in the front court, but he was still that point forward. So some people technically have Jordan and Pippen. Uh, you always going to talk about Steph. You can talk about Steph and Clay. A lot of people bring them up because they've won together a lot of times. Uh, in order for us to be talking about history, they got to win multiple titles, and they got to win titles together. Yeah, scoring wise and all that other stuff, but you still have to win titles. You know what I'm saying? And they're great. You know what I'm saying in terms of offensively and what they could do in their bag and playmaking stuff like that. They go good together, but we got to talk about you got to talk about the success rate too. You can't just say, okay, yeah, they the best duo of all time because they're putting up numbers like that. So I mean, you got let's look at some backcourts from back then. Um, I'm trying to go back, way back when, who has been, successful, and I'm talking about rings wise. Um, I would say Jerry West and, like Elgin Baylor, but they they didn't win. Uh, and then when they did get a title, Elgin Baylor was gone. So if they win like two or three, they'll be cooking with some grease. They'll be cooking with some grease, man. I can't even front. Yeah, but they gotta win and they gotta, it's gotta be consistent though. You said Ticket made a point about Wesley and Woody on White Men Can't Jump. Damn, I remember that movie. Man, that's crazy. Ticket crazy, man. But the thing about it is that Woody can actually get up though. Well, um, and his name was what's the dude's name up in there? I don't think it was. Nah, what was that dude's name up in there, man? Oh man, I forgot his name. I know Mookie was in Do the Right Thing, but I always think about Rosie Perez, the way that she be calling out his name. I forgot that dude's name, man. Man, y'all got to help me out, man. But yeah, Woody and Wesley, and White Man Can't Jump. But the thing about it is that they actually what's his name? Uh, and I know it's a movie and stuff like that, but you got to realize that Wesley threw him an alley oop in the movie. Remember that, JMJ? And he caught it, and He dunked it. I know it was just a movie, and we don't know if Woody Harrelson could really actually get up like that, or could have gotten up like that, back in the day. Um, but the thing about White Men Can't Jump, there was actually guys in there that played in the NBA. Hold on, y'all.